This video is brought to you by Crypto.com. Cryptocurrency is taking the sports world by storm for good reason. Join the flagship sponsor of the UFC's fastest growing cryptocurrency app that is leading the cryptocurrency adoption. Crypto.com has every product in the book, from buying $5 in Bitcoin to spending Doge on a metal Visa card. They're on every fight kit. Follow them on Twitter for crypto and UFC updates. I have a special promo code for my viewers. Download with my referral link for a $25 metal card bonus and receive 30 days of zero fees on credit and debit buys. It helps me give you guys more content, and it's a great promo if you've been considering getting started in crypto. Crypto.com is my recommended platform, and this promo is a perfect opportunity to get your feet wet with cryptocurrency. Use the link in the description, crypto.com/app/Lynch on sports to get your $25 deposit bonus and 30 days of fee-free trading. You won't regret it. Pedro Munhoz looks to add another legend to his resume as he takes on Dominick Cruz at UFC 269. How are the pros picking this one? Find out in part 2 of MMA Pros Pick.
I'm going to go with Dominick on this. You know, usually after a long layout with Dominick, he usually comes back fire. And I think he's going to come back pretty strong in this next fight. I think he's difficult to deal with for anybody still in the division with his wrestling. His movement, he's hard to catch. So I'm going to go with Dominick.
You know what? It's going to come down to if Pedro Munhoz can figure out Dominick Cruz's footwork. If he's able to figure out Dominick Cruz's footwork, he's going to try to stand and bang with Dominick Cruz. And I think he'll end up winning that fight if he's able to do it. But if Dominick Cruz is able to keep him guessing, mix up his takedowns, out-wrestle him, all that stuff, then Dominick Cruz will come over with the victory.
I'm going to go Cruz, just because we have the namesake.
That is interesting. I think Cruz will win. I think Munhoz has a style that isn't going to be able to do too well against all of Cruz's movement.
Ooh, I'm gonna give that one to Dominick Cruz just because of the footwork. You know, whenever someone like Aljamain Sterling gave Pedro Munhoz a lot of problems, and someone who moves a lot more like Dominick Cruz, I think it's gonna just cause a lot more problems. So I think Dominick Cruz I think he gets him. If it's not a main event, it's a 3-rounder. So I think it'd be like a 3-round decision.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That whole fight card, that's on the 11th, right? That's one of the prelims. That's just a good fight card all around. You know, I like Dominick Cruz. He's got a really unique style, but, you know, and not that he's old and slow, but he's getting older. And I know that style of very fast-paced movement, that'll catch up to you. And Munhoz he's just one of those guys who's kind of sharp everywhere. I could see Munhoz winning that one by decision, but I'll be rooting for Dom. I like Dom a lot. But, I mean, if I had to bet on it, I'd take Munhoz by decision.
I'm not a big Dominick Cruz fan, so I'd go for Munhoz.
I think Pedro will get him, man. I think that, one of those looping hooks will get him.
Yeah, that's definitely a close matchup. I used to train with Pedro, too, down at ATT, so good friend of his as well, but he's a banger. He just goes in there and wants to stand and throw down, where it's like Dominick is, going to be playing on the outside a little bit more, not really offering that kind of game. So it definitely poses an interesting matchup, but I'm going to go with Pedro.
I think that unfortunately Dominick's time is his best time is past. So yeah, I'll give it to Pedro Munhoz.
Pedro Munhoz, he definitely has power. I think he's going to have the power advantage, but Dominick Cruz is so elusive, and he's the veteran, and he has the experience, and it's hard to hit him. So it's I would lean with the experience. Dom moves so well, and he implements his punches to takedowns, and he's just all over the place. So I'm gonna go with Dominick Cruz.
I think Dominick Cruz. It really depends on where his body's at, and we didn't get to see too much in the Cejudo fight. So I don't know. I think if Dom is still injury free and healthy, I think he will win.
That's a very interesting one, and I think that Dom Cruz, I think he's gonna win, man. Pedro is so good when it gets to those real ugly, dirty fights where he can kind of dictate where his opponent is. You can't really dictate where Dom Cruz is gonna be, and I think that's gonna cause a problem. I don't think there's gonna be a finish, though I wouldn't be surprised, but I do think that Dom Cruz is gonna win.
Yeah, I like it. Munhoz is a dog. Obviously, Cruz has that funky footwork. He's a veteran. Always has the wrestling in his back pocket. I like Pedro for this one. I think he's gonna make Cruz stand there and just fight with him.
I like Pedro Munhoz. A decision there as well. I like Munhoz on that one, you know. Dominick Cruz, you know, he had a good tricky style. I think people have figured him out a little bit, you know. Yeah, he's hard to hit. He moves around a lot, you know, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of power. As a, you know, if I'm comparing him to Munhoz, his power is not the same, I don't think, you know. And I don't know, I'd just give the edge to Munhoz on that one.
That's a fun fight. That's a really fun fight. Big Dominick Cruz fan. Pedro Munhoz is super tough. He's been super active lately too. But Cruz looked good in his last fight with Casey Kenny. I'm going to go with Cruz in that one. By decision.
With that original flow, head kicks with the pros, picks of the fights or anything in the mix. Getting closer to the heart of the flame, bringing conversations with heavy hitting names. You feel the love of the game.